In this video, I'm going to show how you can parameterize a test. Parameterization is used to pass in values to make your test dynamic, depending on the environment that you're running it in, or using values actually retrieved during the test execution itself. One of the more common scenarios for using parameterization is for connection strings. In this case, I have two connections defined on my test suite. Both of these are using integrated security, which works great as long as I'm the user running the test, but I would like to publish this to my server so that it can execute the test, and that's not going to allow for integrated security as the server account doesn't have permission to the databases. So I'd like to be able to alter the connection string dynamically depending on which environment I'm executing under. So to do that, I can go to the parameters area within my test suite, and I'm going to add a new parameter, and we'll call this one HigherEDDWConnection, and I'm going to provide a value for it here, and that is the connection string, in this case using a specific username and password. And I'm going to add one more parameter, and I want this one to be the HigherEDDWConnection. And I'm going to provide the same information here. I just need to alter the database name. Now I want to add a couple of mappings for these parameters. So I've told LegiTest that these are two values that it should expect to be passed in from outside. Now I want to tell it what to do with those values when it gets them. So I'm going to pick the HigherEDDWConnection within my test suite, and I'm going to map that to my HigherEDDWConnection parameter. And then I'm going to add one additional mapping, in this case for my HigherEDDW, and do the same thing for the HigherEDDWConnection. So now that I have that, I can save. I'm going to rebuild, and you'll notice that in the test suite output area in the solution we have the parameters.legitest settings file. Now that I've added those parameters, it's added some settings to this, so you can see the parameter, you can see the value, and also the mapping. So now I can modify this file, and it will pick up whatever connection string I provide as the value for this parameter. These files can actually be stored in multiple locations on your file system. As well, on the server, there's an option to directly edit them. But this is the quick way to add parameterization and make your packages dynamic based on environments.